How did you first learn about either the passing?
So Chris, I remember crystal clear because I was booked in California. And the day, I don't know what time he died, if it was early morning.
Evening, I believe.
Evening, okay.
Evening, yeah.
So I was getting ready. I was 1 foot out the door to go to the airport, and my phone rang. And it was Tammy. And I said, hello? And she was crying. And he's gone. I go, what are you talking about? And I didn't hear anything at that point. It was really early. He's gone, Chris is gone. And I said, what are you talking? And she told me what happened. I said, oh my God. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know. And I said, oh my God. I said, I'm on my way to the airport.
Yeah.
And, I couldn't cancel.
No.
I couldn't, the guy,
Sure.
I was going to a store or something out there. And I missed his funeral. And to this day, that haunts me. Because I did not get to go to that funeral.
Well, yeah, I've got a completely different mindset and stuff. Nobody likes going to a funeral.
No, but it was Chris.
Chris's funeral had a great outpouring of fans, and there was this slow, orderly walking through past the casket. To me, it was nauseating. There's a 32-year-old kid.
Yeah, no, I understand that completely. But
because we were all so close, it was sickening.
It was, but I felt like I had gotten so close with Tammy.
Sure.
I also wanted to be there for her.
Of course.
And I couldn't be.
Yeah.
And I know she forgave me for it because she's in the business and she knows how it is. But God, I remember getting on that plane. I was feeling so guilty.
No. Look, Chris would have been the first one to get your ass to
right? Yeah.
The other part of it is like for me, maybe just like as you get older thing, going to Bruno's funeral. If you'd have told me as a kid watching Bruno Sammartino growing up that you're going to be at his funeral one day, I'd have thought you were nuts. But I wish I hadn't gone because that's when I think of Bruno. That's what I see in my head.
That's the last image you have.
It's like seared in my brain.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah,
it's a part of life, but it's a part that I don't like.
Yeah. Now, Bam Bam. How about Bam Bam? How's your
Bam Bam? Wasn't he missing for a while?
I don't missing.
Nobody knew where he was.
Yeah. Contacted me.
They had told us he had just opened. It was very weird. It was like a hot dog and
a hoagie ice cream
something
place
weird.
Something,
yeah, some weird combination.
In the Poconos, right?
So I don't even remember where it was.
Yeah.
But so I thought he was doing okay, and then it was like, oh, nobody knows where he is. He's missing. I said, what are you talking about? He's missing. And then it was just, oh, he passed away.
Yeah.
I said, what?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah, what was it, a year and a half later?
Yeah.
I had seen him, the last I'd seen him, I should say, was at a Frank Goodman show.
Oh, wow.
And, Bammer, in my head, Bammer was like my big brother, and Chris was like my little brother.
Yeah.
I had a great family at home. I didn't need extra baby brothers or big brothers, but because, Chris was Chris, the typical little brother, and Bammer was the only person other than my mother. My ex-wife called me Shane because she was not versed enough to not call me
Troy
in front of fans or whatever.
I've never called you Troy.
No, and I tell people all the time, I answer to both, but most everybody calls me Shane. So, but he would call me Troy.
Right.
And it was a hot summer day, and it was early in the day. The show hadn't started yet, and there was a subway over bridge, like over the trestle, and I looked down the street, and Bam Bam was shoulders and head down, and he's dragging his bag behind him, and he just looked like a beaten dog. And I'm sitting there waiting for him to say like something stupid, like to try to cheer him up or whatever, right? And he walked right past me, and I'm like, oh, I said, you don't say hello to your brother anymore? He stopped and went, hey, Troy, and he kept going to pull the chair up, and he leaned against the wall, and I made everybody get out. I said, you okay, bro? I said, what's going on? He said, don't want to talk about it. and never told me what it was. That was the last I saw him. And
probably something to do with personal.
yeah, it was. And we'll talk some more off camera, but you know, for the Dark Side of the Ring episode on Bam Bam, had met Shane. It's not met him, but first time I seen him since he was 12.
Yeah.
And doing great. Colton's doing great. His baby Richie, his youngest daughter, she's a fashion buyer for like NBC New York or something. And I told Shane, I said, man, first of all, he's a spitting image of Bamber. You're a really good kid, and I said, kid, right, 30-some years old.
Right.
And I told him, I said, man, please tell your brother and sister that your dad would be so proud of you guys right now.
And he was so lovable.
Yeah.
He was such a lovable, gentle soul.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
didn't look it.
No. No,
yeah.
I mean, if you didn't know him and you would see him in a dark alley, you'd run the other way.
Yeah,
but if you knew him, God, he was like a gentle giant.
Yeah.
He was such a sweetheart.
And super easy to work with.
Yeah, totally.
Night off. Look, we can go on all night.
I know, we've been talking for like 2 hours.
Yeah, we'll definitely have you back.
We'll do a part 2, because there's much more to dive into.
We scratched the surface of this stuff, but for you fans out there, this is what we were telling the fans earlier today. And I don't want to speak for Fran, I'll let her say it in her own words, but for us, if nobody out there watches, then this is all meaningless. We're wasting time in a hotel room and in the ring or whatever. But that so many people have, and so many of you've gotten it, and so many people out there have watched DCW and love DCW, continue to chant DCW to this day. If you'd have told us that back then, that 20 years from now,
30,
or 30 years from now, 20 years from
we're old.
Eyes, that the fans would still be chanting it. I consider myself lucky of having been the mouthpiece for that dressing room, having been fortunate enough to come up with the idea for the triple threat, but also to have had you as a valet, because that really did, seriously, it broadened my character out. As just a heel, the franchise would have been a prick, right? And he was. There is. But there was something, like, same thing with ECW. The sum of the parts is worth so much more than the individual parts, right? The ECW, the collective of the ECW, Francine and the franchise together, I think, is one of those things that we saw at the restaurant down earlier today. Eric, thank you, the bartender there. And, it's for me, it's the part of my career that I'm known for and that I'm most proud of. So, appreciate you being here.
Well, thank you. What I take from the experience is it's not so much the work, it's the relationships that I've made. And I will say this until my dying day. Again, 30 years later, you and I and Hack and all these guys still group together.
Text every day.
Talk like twice a week and 5 times on Sunday or whatever the expression is. It to me that is, the work was great. And I will cherish the work, but having you guys in my life still 30 years after the fact, that's what means the most to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I'm thankful for the friendship, and I'm thankful we still get to do this. And act like fools and get money for it. So it's wonderful. So thank you.
At 90 and 29 years old.
Look at that. But you did teach me a lot, and I do thank you. Because, without you, there wouldn't be me. And
can we get rid of Joe? Just kidding, Joe.